A cup of kindness. It was a rainy Tuesday morning in downtown Portland when James Carter walked into his regular coffee shop, clutching his daughter Lily's small pink umbrella in one hand and his work satchel in the other. As a single dad working 2 jobs to make ends meet, the coffee shop was his only luxuria. 10-minute pause before hustling through another exhausting day. James placed his order, a small black coffee. No sugar, and reached into his pocket for the few crumpled bills he kept for this small indulgence. That's when he noticed her. Sitting in the corner near the window was a woman in a crisp designer coat, her shoulders trembling as she quietly wiped away tears. Her coffee sat untouched, going cold. He hesitated. She didn't look like someone who needed help. Her clothes screamed luxury, but there was something human, vulnerable, and real in the way she held her head down, on instinct. James stepped up to the counter and said, "Add a caramel latte for her." He motioned to the woman discreetly. The barista glanced over and nodded. Sweet gesture, man. He took both coffees and approached her. "Excuse me, miss," James said gently, placing the drink down. "I figured everyone deserves a warm cup on a rainy day. Hope it helps a little." The woman looked up in surprise, her red-rimmed eyes scanning his face. She blinked. "Thank you. That's really kind." James just smiled. "No problem. I've had those days too." Then he turned and left, rushing off to catch the bus with just enough time to drop Lily at school before heading to his first job at the mechanic shop. Later that day, James got a call while working under a lifted SUV. He barely heard the phone ring through the noise. It was from a private number, double quotes, "Mr. Carter." A refined voice said on the line, "My name is Evelyn Royce. I believe we met briefly this morning." "The crying lady," he said, then winced at how that sounded. She chuckled. "Yes, that would be me. I didn't get a chance to thank you properly. Would you meet me for lunch?" James hesitated. "I appreciate it, but I really can't afford to miss work. I'll pay for your lost hours, and double them." Curious, and still slightly stunned, James met Evelyn at a rooftop restaurant the next day. She looked completely different, composed, radiant, and wearing a blazer that probably cost more than his rent, over salads and sparkling water. She revealed the truth. Evelyn Royce was the wealthiest private investor in the state: real estate, tech, pharmaceuticals. Her face was in Forbes, though James didn't follow that kind of news. "I was having a breakdown that morning," she admitted. "A betrayal from someone I trusted for years. I was on the verge of selling a company I've built from scratch just to escape the mess. Then you gave me a coffee." "I didn't know who you were," James said, embarrassed. "Exactly. And you still cared." She slid a manila envelope across the table. "This is for you." Inside, a job offer: full-time mechanic at a company-owned garage, full benefits, 401k, and a housing stipend for single parents. "I want to invest in people who still believe in kindness," Evelyn said softly. "And you're exactly the kind of man I want to see win." James stared at the papers, stunned. "I don't know what to say." "Just say yes," she smiled. 3 months later, James and Lily moved into a cozy duplex 5 blocks from Lily's new school. James had weekends off for the first time in years, and every Sunday, they met Evelyn for coffee, now friends. Sometimes more, because one act of kindness doesn't cost much, but sometimes it changes everything. The following weeks settled into something James hadn't felt in years: peace. The job Evelyn gave him wasn't just a lifeline, it was a whole new beginning. The company garage was clean, well-managed, and paid more than James had ever made, turning wrenches. His co-workers respected him, and for once, he could pick Lily up from school without checking his watch every minute. Evelyn kept in touch too. What began as polite check-ins turned into daily texts. She'd ask about Lily's school projects, James's favorite tools, even what snacks he liked with coffee. She never talked much about her business. James appreciated that. He liked her for the woman who smiled with tired eyes, not the billionaire behind the boardroom table. One Saturday, Evelyn invited James and Lily to her estate, just outside the city. "You sure we're dressed okay?" James asked, as they stood at the massive wrought iron gate. He wore a button-down shirt, and Lily clutched a toy rabbit in a too-big jacket. "She asked us to come as we are," James reassured his daughter. Still, he'd never seen a driveway this long, or a garden that had actual statues in it. Evelyn greeted them in jeans and sneakers, laughing as Lily sprinted toward the koi pond. "I haven't had guests here in years," she said as they walked. "It always felt ... too empty." James looked around. "Place this big, I'd be afraid of losing my keys every morning." She smiled. "I'd trade all of it for a childhood like Lily's. She's lucky to have you." James's face grew serious. "She's all I've got. After her mom passed, it's just been me and her. I swore I'd never let her go without again." Evelyn turned to him with an expression James couldn't read, half admiration, half decision. "I've been working on something," she said slowly. "A foundation for working single parents like you. Training, housing, scholarships. But I need someone who understands what they're really going through." "You want me to work with you?" he asked. "No," she said with a playful smile. "I want you to help run it." The offer was real. With Evelyn's support, James enrolled in leadership courses part-time. When he wasn't working at the garage, he was in meetings, helping design programs to support other single parents' grants, childcare aid, career retraining. His input was raw, authentic, and powerful. The media picked up the story, from wrenches to boardrooms, the single dad behind Roy's foundation. James didn't care for the spotlight, but he endured it, especially when he saw how many people it helped. And through it all, Evelyn stood beside him. One late evening, as they stood on her balcony overlooking the city, Evelyn said softly, "You know, that morning, when I was crying, I'd just discovered my CFO had embezzled millions. I thought the world was hollow. Then you gave me coffee. Not pity, not a pitch, just ... kindness." James turned to her. "All I saw was someone hurting. Rich or poor, doesn't matter. We all cry the same." She reached for his hand. "I don't cry much anymore, not since you." A year later, James opened his own community auto shop, funded by the Royce Foundation. It doubled as a training center for single parents wanting to learn a trade. Lily was thriving. She now called Evelyn her coffee fairy godmother. And every Sunday morning, without fail, James would pick up 2 coffees, one black, one caramel latte, on meet Evelyn at the same little cafe where it all began. Because sometimes, one warm drink given with no expectations doesn't just change a day, it changes a life. And sometimes, it changes 2.